What's up, everyone? This is FP6 bringing you some more Fusion Cup practice battles. I finally got a new camera and a new laptop, so I should be able to pump out these videos quicker and more consistently and hopefully at a higher quality. I got to get used to not staring at my picture there and actually looking into the camera here, so this is going to be kind of new for me, but I have a lot of battles in this video, really stress testing my current team of 6 right here, which consists of Cloister, Whiscash, Shifttree, Noctowl, Bronzong, and Alolan Marowak. These first 5 games are actually against my wife Katie, known as Clarinet Monster in the game. Awesome name. And yeah, you can see our teams on the screen there. Now, I have really been going back and forth between Cloister or Wigglytuff. With this current line of 6, it really allows Charmers to do a lot of work. The Charmers are going to wreck Shifttree, and they're going to do well against Noctowl. A lot of the Charmers can be considered anti-flyers. And really the only hard counters I have to the Charmers are Alolan Marowak and Bronzong. But Alolan Marowak, even against Wigglytuff, as you'll see in some of these matches, it's still a pretty tough fight. Because you can't nuke it with a Shadow Ball, you just have to Fire Spin it down and go for Bone Club. But so yeah, I got my Shifttree on her Bronzong right now, which is really good for me. I'm anticipating a switch out, but since she's staying in, I'm going to go for the Leaf Blade to try to bait out this shield. I successfully get that last shield. There is the Alolan Ninetales. Oh my goodness. Barely able to snarl down the Alolan Ninetales, and then I'm able to throw this foul play onto the Bronzong there. Very close match. Oh my goodness, this Bronzong is still alive. That is insane. A foul play does not one-shot a Bronzong. Bronzong is decently tanky, but again, Shifttree is going to resist the Psyshock and the Bulldoze. But actually, my wife is pretty low on charge TMs right now. And I set up her team for her and kind of work on her Pokemon for her because she doesn't want to deal with it. She just wants to battle. So unfortunately, she's out of charge TMs. And so her Bronzong is currently running Flash Cannon. And I think in one of these videos, she might land a Flash Cannon on my Shifttree, and it does an insane amount of damage. So that could be a very interesting, spicy pick, running Flash Cannon on Bronzong. But you'll probably lose some of your winning matchups against the other tanks. That's why Bulldoze is so nice, because it wrecks the other tanks. Now, Bronzong is a really good answer to Cloister. However, if you are able to land the Hydro Pump, that matchup is much better for you. Cloister's big advantage is its Icy Wind debuff. Cloister works decently as a safe switch, I have found, as long as they're not running a Poliwrath on their team. Because even against Bronzong, one of its hardest counters, I'm okay with that matchup, especially if I have an energy advantage. So if I've used Cloister as a switch-in, I'm able to land a Hydro Pump a lot of the times, or at least come out of that matchup with a shield advantage and their Bronzong debuffed if I have landed Icy Winds. This is not a great scenario for me, my Alolan Marowak against the Altaria. Because she is running Altaria and not Noctowl, this is a slightly better scenario for me. Noctowl is going to be immune to the Shadow Balls, which is really bad. If you're ever stuck in that situation, Alolan Marowak against Noctowl feels really bad. And I was actually just discussing with one of my friends, and you'll see those battles in this video here, Hooligan 4L, about possibly running Fire Blast on Alolan Marowak. You would be able to win the Noctowl matchup if you can bait with the Bone Club, but you give up some other matchups there, and without the Shadow Ball, it's just not as good. Shifttree is going to be able to tank that Shadow Ball from Alolan Marowak just fine, and I'm able to take that match there. Good games. She's currently running Quagsire as her Mud Boy, and right now that's purely because she does not have a Whiscash powered up. But I believe Quagsire does have a lot of use in this cup. It works great as an anti-flyer, and it wrecks the tanks. So because she is using Alolan Ninetales here instead of Wigglytuff, this is actually an even worse scenario for Cloyster. If I go straight for the Hydro Pump, I actually win this matchup in the Zero Shield scenario. So just going straight for the Hydro Pump. I get the shield, and then she switches into Bronzong, which is very interesting because now her Bronzong is switch locked against my Shiftry, so it's a really great situation for me. Again, I'm going to resist everything that the Shiftry throws at me, other than the Flash Cannon, which I can't remember if that's this match, but when the Flash Cannon lands, it does a lot of damage. Yeah, I shield this. It ends up only being a Psyshock. I believe in some of our other practice battles, that might have been where she landed the Flash Cannon, and I, like, pooped my pants a little bit because that thing almost one-shotted Shiftry. In comes the Alolan Ninetales. This is a total farmable matchup for her. These Leaf Blades are going to do a lot of damage, though, which is really great. And she actually opts to dump her energy into my Shiftry here, which I'm totally fine with. Again, I'm going to resist the Psyshock, and then one more Charm is going to feint me there. She could have just went straight Charm and ended that scenario in a slightly better situation. But Bronzong is going to be a great answer to all of the Charmers. That's a definite farmable situation for you. She has a Alolan Marowak in the back, and because I was able to farm her Alolan Ninetales down a little bit, I'm able to throw the Bulldoze onto this Alolan Marowak. These Fire Spins are hitting me for super effective damage. My Confusion is only hitting for neutral, but it's still a very strong move. I have to shield up that Bone Club, and I'm actually just barely able to take that match there. It was very close. Alolan Marowak is a great answer to Bronzong, definitely. Those Bone Clubs and the Shadow Balls and your Fire Spins are all hitting for super effective damage. However, you're not resisting anything that Bronzong throws at you, so you're still going to be taking damage. Just be aware of that. Ghost does not resist Psychic. So we're in a Shiftry Mirror match, and here's another funny thing. Again, she's low on TMs, and every time I try to TM the correct move on her Pokemon, she gets screwed. This Shiftry is currently running Hurricane. So if I do not shield the Hurricane, it's going to one-shot me. So I do commit a shield there because if that was a Hurricane, that would have been really bad. Again, the correct situation here is just go straight Leaf Blade in this mirror match. Leaf Blade is a better move than Foul Play, a little bit more energy efficient, and since both moves are going to be resisted, just go straight Leaf Blade here. There's the Foul Play again. Thank goodness that was not a Hurricane. I am now down a shield, but I have a Shiftry loaded with energy. In comes the Alolan Ninetales. I was anticipating that the Charmer would come out, but hopefully I can get to 2 Leaf Blades here. That'd be really good. We equalize the shields there, and I feint with all that energy because the Charm snuck through right as I was throwing the Leaf Blade. Very unfortunate. It takes like maybe 6 or 7 Charms to feint Shiftry. It's absolutely insane. Just takes huge chunks of damage out of Shiftry. I have my Whiscash on this Alolan Ninetales here. This is a matchup I'm okay with. I'm just going to go straight Mud Bomb here because Blizzard would be resisted. She goes for the Psyshock. I'm able to throw my Mud Bomb right away here. Does a decent amount of damage, but man, Alolan Ninetales is so tanky. And Alolan Ninetales is going to be able to charm me down before I can throw enough Mud Bombs to take this stinking thing out. So I bring in my Cloyster to try to farm up a little bit of energy. And the end of this match is insane. Are you guys ready for this ending here? This was crazy. I hardly have any health left. I have enough energy for an Ice Shard or a Hydro Pump. I go for Ice Shard thinking that she'd have a flyer in the back. If I would have went for Hydro Pump, I would have won this match. It would have one-shotted that Alolan Marowak. And because I chose incorrectly, she's going to be able to win this match, I believe. I believe it's still close. These Mud Bombs are going to hit for super effective, but yeah, Alolan Marowak's going to be able to take me out. I had to make a guess there. I had to make a guess, and I guessed wrong. Went for the Ice Shard. Thought it'd be a flyer in the back, but it was not. So great games there, Katie. You took a match off me. Bringing in Noctowl, Bronzong, and Shiftry here. See how this goes. So Noctowl, hopefully she doesn't lead her Bronzong. So Noctowl against Alolan Ninetales. Not the best matchup. I believe Alolan Ninetales still wins this because the charm damage is absolutely insane. But these sky attacks are going to do amount of damage as well. I'm pretty sure in the one shield scenario, this is favorable for Alolan Ninetales. Again, because of that charm damage. So I don't shield this. And it looks like in the zero shield scenario, this is favorable for Noctowl. But if she were to commit a shield here, she would easily be able to farm me down with charms. Out comes Quagsire. I really want to get off the sky attack before the Stone Edge comes through. It is very hard to farm down Pokemon with Mudshot. Whiscash and Quagsire all really struggle with farming Pokemon down, but their energy generation is so amazing. That's one thing that they have going for it. So that Quagsire is out. I'm going to farm up a little bit with my Shiftry. The Stone Edge is going to hurt, but I want to farm up as much energy as possible. So that way, even if a hard counter comes into my Shiftry, I'm going to be able to either flip that matchup or draw that last shield with all this energy that I've stored up. One Leaf Blade is easily going to one-shot a Quagsire. I get the shield, so I'm not messing around. I'm just going to throw another Leaf Blade here. I know this is going to take it out. Down goes the Quagsire. In the back is Bronzong, so this is really great for me. Just go straight foul play here. It's not going to one-shot, but it does a lot of damage. These Snarls are hitting super effective as well. It's just a really great scenario to be in. And I just go for Leaf Blade here because I know it's going to be enough to KO, even though it's going to be resisted. So very good games there, Katie. We always try to practice as much as possible. We have our first tournament coming up this weekend. And I think I'm going to be running with this line of 6. So we have 6 more battles here. And these are going to be against Hooligan 4L, one of my friends on Go Stadium. And he really puts me to work here. I make some crucial errors, granted, but he was playing super well. And I definitely learned a lot from these games. And I make some adjustments and finally do some better plays towards the end of this. But Cloyster against Frostlass, I'm going to try to go straight for the Hydro Pump here. Again, in the zero shield scenario, I'm going to be able to win this out. He correctly shields it. And he's farming down. He's counting very well. He's got a lot of energy with the Powder Snow here. I'm in Avalanche range and he takes me out with the Avalanche. And I'm in a not great scenario here. I have to bring in Shiftry because it's, I know I'm fast enough to get to these Leaf Blades, and it's definitely in Leaf Blade range, but this is going to draw a shield. This Avalanche would hurt so bad. I farm up just a little bit extra. I don't want to get too greedy and get hit by another Avalanche because that would easily one-shot me. The Frostlass goes down. He brings in Wigglytuff. We get a little bit of lag there. I'm going for the Leaf Blade, and then I need to get out of here because this is very bad. Charms absolutely destroy Shiftry. My Bronzong is a great response to the Wigglytuff, but he's got Shiftry in the back. Great team composition on his part, and at this point it is pretty much a good game because Shiftry's going to resist everything that my Bronzong throws at it. We're still playing it out here. I'm not giving up the match just yet, but you already know that it's over at this point. But I just want to see how close I can make it at the end here. Again, this foul play is going to come through. Going to delete the Bronzong. I have my own Shiftry, but he's still got that Wigglytuff in the back, and I'm within Leaf Blade range, so he's going to be able to take me out there. Very good game there, Hooligan. Man, went with my Cloyster lead there. Frostlass is a good answer to Cloyster, definitely, but in that zero shield scenario, I would have won if I landed the Hydro Pump. So, mental note, next time I'm in that scenario, maybe try to go for that Ice Shard bait. Frostlass is very squishy, even though it's going to resist the Icy Wind. Not Ice Shard, Icy Wind bait. This is a horrible scenario for me. I got to get out of there. I switch into my Alolan Marowak, but he meets it with Swampert. I make a huge mistake here. I'm thinking that I can survive a Hydro Cannon. That is not the case, and all that energy I just farmed just totally went to waste. I was not able to get off the Shadow Ball. Very big mistake on my part. Swampert is so fast that even with his slow switch in there, It was able to get to a Hydro Cannon before it could throw my Shadow Ball. Very unfortunate. If I would have shielded that, the outcome of this match could have been differently, but now I have so much room to make up here because of that ginormous mistake. That was absolutely horrible. Now at this point, I didn't know what moveset his Swampert was running. So he lands a Hydro Cannon, but as we will see soon, we'll see what moveset his Swampert is running because I make another horrible mistake. Oh my goodness. I tend to play very risky in practice matches because I like to see how much I can get away with and really test the waters and try to not get baited with shields and stuff. So I make some stupid plays in practice, definitely, but that's how you learn, is through experience. Again, you can study the simulations and the numbers all you want, but if you're not putting this stuff into practice, what use is all that knowledge? So practice as much as you practice as much as you possibly can. Man, speaking a little too fast there. Noctowl against Wigglytuff. Again, this is not a good scenario for me, but at least I farmed up so much energy that I'm going to be able to throw back-to-back Sky attacks here, which is really good. Draws that last shield, but now Wigglytuff is going to be able to charm me down. Has a lot of energy stored now. I'm still up a shield, but I have Shiftry in the back and one charm deletes me. Really bad there. Should have shielded that Hydro Cannon. I even had a shield remaining at the end. So absolutely horrible. Another reminder, if you want to be on my friends list and you want to battle and train with me, be featured in these videos, head on over to patreon.com/fp6 and become a member. You can be featured in these videos and kick my butt live in front of everyone. So this is a matchup, again, in the zero shield scenario. I can win this if I land the Hydro Pump, but Hooligan is just reading me like a book. He shields it, and he's going to be able to totally charm down my Cloyster. But I did bring in Bronzong this time, so I can absorb all the damage that Wigglytuff has stored up. I'm expecting a switch out. There it is. In comes the Swampert. Okay, here's the horrible mistake I make again. I'm over farming here. I'm like, yeah, I can take a Hydro Cannon. Let's do it. Boom, one-shotted. Oh my gosh, it's it feels so bad to watch this back. I still have 2 shields. Could have easily won this match because I did such a great job with that lead scenario and picking my team, and I just make a horrible mistake. Again, this is just raw footage, everyone, man. I'm not trying to pretend that I'm a perfect battler here at all. Through my losses and through my defeats here, we can both learn together, and that's purely what I want to do with these videos, is make sure that we're all learning together. So I'm not trying to sugarcoat any of this. I make stupid plays, definitely, and I want you all to see that so you can learn from my mistakes. It looks like Sylph.gg updated their player rankings and everything, and I'm 11th in the world now and an ace trainer already. It seems like those rankings are kind of inflated a little bit, so it doesn't feel as rewarding to me to be an ace trainer, but I'm still very excited about that. Season 1, I was not into PvP near as much, and so I didn't hit ace trainer in Season 1. I was only maybe 3/4 of the way through Challenger, if I remember. But yeah, pretty cool. We have this lead scenario again. My Cloyster against the Wigglytuff, but this time I'm going to go for the Ice Shard bait instead. ICY WIND bait. Why do I keep saying Ice Shard? So now this actually causes him to dump all of his energy into my Cloyster. I'm totally okay with this. Let's try this again. I got my Bronzong here. This is a farmable matchup for me. I'm expecting the switch out. There's the Swampert. I'm not going to make the same mistake because holy cow, Sludge Wave really hurts. I overfarmed just a little bit, and I'm going to throw this Leaf Blade. It's going to one-shot the Swampert, but now I know the Wigglytuff is going to farm me down, which is exactly why I overfarmed a little bit there. What I should have done is tried to get 1 or 2 more Snarls in on that Swampert so I could enter this matchup to get 2 Leaf Blades off. Because now I have a Bronzong with 2 shields, and in my head I'm like, okay, I'm totally going to be able to win this game. I'm going to totally farm this down. Bronzong is going to be able to handle what's ever in the back, But guess what is in the back? It is a freaking Shiftry. So game over. Doesn't even matter that I have a shield here. Shiftry is an absolute wall to Bronzong. And again, the thing that I've noticed with this Fusion Cup is that this is just, it's such a hard countery cup. You bring in one hard counter to counter one Pokemon, and there's just not as much flexibility in this. This is not a very safe cup, in my opinion. I've been saying that in some videos. Even the safe switches have very hard counters, but I really like Shiftry as a safe switch as long as they don't have a Heracross on their team. Even if they have Charmers, I'm totally okay. Even if they have double flyers, even if they have Charmers, I'm still okay with using Shiftry as my safe switch. So I'm taking some brutal losses here, but I made some major errors. Now, this is a positive matchup for me in the one shield scenario. I can tank a Leaf Blade that has been debuffed by Icy Wind. So, I'm going to shield up the first Leaf Blade here. These Ice Shards are doing a ridiculous amount of damage to Shiftry. Not going to try to overfarm here because I want to get this debuff on the Shiftry as quickly as possible. Try to preserve as much health as possible. There are very few things that can actually farm down a Cloyster. It's very tanky, and that water and ice typing gives us some interesting resistances, but in comes this Wigglytuff. I brought in my Bronzong again. Can we finally get this strategy to work out, please? That would be great. I know he still has Shiftry, so I'm farming this down, but look at how much damage that Charm has done to me already. That is insane. Look at how much damage that Wigglytuff has done to me. I thought I could just come in here comfortably and farm this down as much as possible, but that is not the case. I'm actually more okay with this scenario because I'm expecting the Shiftry to come out and farm me down, so I would have been okay even if I had less health than that. In comes the Shiftry. I make an immediate switch into Noctowl. I'm expecting this to be a foul play, but I don't want to commit my last shield here yet. There is Frostlass, and this is really not good for me. Frostlass is going to be a really great answer to Noctowl and a good answer to Bronzong because of its access to Shadow Ball. He does not commit his last shield there. This is going to be very close. Going for the Sky Attack here. The Sky Attack gets shielded. I'm not sure whether I should shield this or not. I let this go, and I'm hoping that my confusion damage on Bronzong. Oh, luckily I had enough energy banked in the back. And I saved that shield for Bronzong, which was smart. And so, but in comes the Shiftry. Holy cow, I'm like pooping my pants again, and I barely take out the Shiftry. Very close. I still had a shield remaining again. That's kind of what ends up happening when you are going up against Charmress. Sometimes you end up losing and you still have shields remaining. Feels really bad. Man. I have my Marowak on the Frostlass. This is a matchup I'm okay with. So he switches out into his Swampert. I switch into my Shiftry. Once again, I overfarm because I'm anticipating him to have a Charmer. And I am going to shield this up. We hit the CMP tie here, which is not what I want. So I massively undercharged this Leaf Blade. It gets shielded anyways, which is super great for me. I wanted to overfarm this anyways. I get to another Leaf Blade, and he double shields his Swampert. So I'm assuming that whatever team he picked here, whatever line of three, is very weak to Shiftry. He goes for the Sludge Wave nuke, but I'm not having it, man. Overfarming here. I'm going to put on the pressure with this Shiftry. I need to make some comebacks after those horrible mistakes that I made. Down goes the Swampert. What's coming out? I know he still has Frostlass, but that's why I overfarmed. He's got Shiftry. Going for the Leaf Blade here. I maybe could have switched out here, but I'm still staying in. Able to throw another Leaf Blade, put a lot of pressure on here. He's still got that Frostlass in the back, but with no energy. I don't think he got any energy farming in the beginning. Here comes some charge attacks from Shiftry. There's the first Leaf Blade. Here's the second one. It's going to take me down. I'm okay with this. I want my Alolan Marowak to farm down. Oh, he undercharges it. Great play. We both make a simultaneous switch, and I'm able to get to the Shadow Ball barely before the Frostlass is able to because of that energy I farmed in the beginning. Let me know what you think of this team. Able to take that last game. Very good games there, Hooligan 4L. I learned a lot, definitely, and you kicked my butt for everyone to see. Let me know what you think of this team of 6. Should I run Wigglytuff instead of Cloyster? Let me know. It's very hard for me to decide at the moment, but thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.